who would you say is the most powerful individual in Brazil today? Is it Alexandre de Moraes? Is it maybe Gilberto Kassab because he's from the center and maybe Lula needs him because the economy is so bad, so Kassab can kind of use the leverage to not give him what he wants? Or would you put it still more power on Globo, the media company? Who would you say, like, for example, Yao Roberto, I think his name is Marinho, Roberto Marinho, yeah. Who would you say is the most powerful person in Brazil today that has the most control?
The one who influences the population is TV Globo. You get it? But TV Globo just wants money. They didn't have money with me. All right. Kassab is a politician, heads a party, and it is common for parties here to seek space in the government. State companies, ministries, okay? But I have been talking with Kassab lately, and he agreed with us on the amnesty issue. And these parties are already starting to leave the government. They're seeing that it will be a disaster to continue supporting this government. So Kassab, who I was away from for a long time, we talked again. Yes, and I hope this conversation continues. Now, the most rotten man in Brazil is the one who has the ability to arrest whoever he wants for no reason, Alexandre de Moraes. He managed to gain this power. He has been in charge of an investigation since 2019, where he investigates whoever he wants. He does everything. He conducts searches and seizures, arrests. He negotiates plea bargains. He negotiates everything, right? And people will end up giving in. We had an issue with him.
Surrender to
He
Alexandre
stayed
de
with a
Moraes.
citizen there in Rome. And even though the video from Italy arrived in Brazil, it wasn't shown to anyone. And he was the first to see it. So then he oppresses this person, and they are forced to apologize to avoid being arrested, even if they are innocent. That is his policy, unfortunately. I don't know why this man has this obsession with power and this obsession with constantly pursuing.
Okay, so you're saying Marinho is purely money. If they get money, they're happy. If they don't get money, they're not really politically driven, is what you're saying. And Alexandre de Moraes, all about power, but based on your assessment, Kassab, he's the one that's reasonable, that is willing to hear your side out. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes, we are talking. And we started talking after many years of no contact. The first conversation with him was very excellent. It was an excellent hour. And he knows what's happening in Brazil, what's going on. And no, I'm not saying he's on my side now. What's happening is that he's getting away from Lula. 20 days ago.
Oh, okay, that's good. So it's recent, 20 days ago. So would you say Kassab right now is closer to Alexandre, closer to Lula, or closer to you?
No, I think he is getting closer, right? To what our Brazil has to be. So the politics in Brazil has always been about division between parties. I did not give ministry positions to parties in my government. But Kassab has 3 ministries with Lula. I know that many of his deputies, because it's not his personal support, come from his bloc of parliamentarians. This bloc already has a considerable part that wants to leave the government because they think that staying in the government will be a disaster for them during the elections next year. And I usually say that Kassab is not coming to me, nor am I coming to him. We are talking. We are understanding each other. We have no other way to work together for now. He wants the growth of his party. I want the growth of mine. And this growth involves some issues that end up being common to us, such as, for example, the issue of amnesty. And he told me, and nowadays I am sure that the majority of his party would vote in favor of the election. And I dare say also that nowadays that we already have votes in the chamber to approve the amnesty. We cannot wait for someone from the right to be elected in 2026 to grant amnesty in 2027. Because I always say, every second for these innocent political prisoners is an eternity.
Does Kassab fear, and by the way, for some people, Kassab was the former, I think, the mayor of, was he the mayor of São Paulo? Kassab was before, and yeah. So does Does Kassab, is he untouchable, or does he fear Alexandre de Moraes coming after him? Because they're going to see it, right? Kassab's going to see this. Alexandre's going to see this. Everyone's going to see this. So if Alexandre finds out that you and Kassab are getting closer at 20 days ago, do you think Kassab is the type of a man that fears Alexandre, or is he untouchable?
No, I don't believe that. What I've told you here is already news. Kassab himself has already signaled on the issue of amnesty. He's already signaled. Nobody will be powerful forever. History shows us that. The Lula government. It's collapsing. Okay. He had a base, a very large base in the 5 regions of Brazil, and it is the Northeast. By coincidence, it's the region of 9 states where the Workers' Party and the left have dominated for more than 20 years. It should be the best region in Brazil, but it's the worst. In fact, we can prove this by the migratory flow. Look, it is a region that's most difficult for employment, most difficult in terms of security, education, is the Northeast. And it ended up being that this region became a hostage. Or a very friendly region, the government does not care about the lies it tells, like the beef issue. It's like that couple that fights all the time, but once in a while, when one has another interest, they kiss and make up. And he, in my opinion, is done. Those lies he always tells, he has been telling them since his first election in 2002.
Got it. Okay, and would you say Kassab right now has the biggest political party, or would you say who has the biggest political party right now in Brazil? There's a lot of them. There seems to be around 20 of them. You think he has one of the biggest ones?
The largest party in the chamber is my Liberal Party, but in the Senate it is the Social Democratic Party from Kassab. Actually, a senator should be coming to us very soon. We are going to tie with Kassab in the Senate. But you know, a lot of his people vote for us. Vote for our proposals. My party has 95 federal deputies. We have approximately 140 deputies, adding up from other parties that are with us. So there's a certain distance missing, but I think that half of the chamber, 257, adding up with other parties, we will achieve by the occasion of next year's elections. That is, the government will no longer be able to approve their proposals without agreeing with us. And the agreement with us is, it is not based on benefits, state companies, right, official banks or ministries. It is what truly matters for the future of our Brazil. This is the group we have elected and are also working so that these people are remembered in 2026 to compose the large base here of the Democratic Party in Brazil.
Brazil, I'm so glad you're watching this. I want to tell you something here. Do you know what's the one thing tyrants or criminals in politics, in your government, you know what's the one thing they hate? Is for the people to have hope. It's been said, man and women can live 40 days without food, 4 days without water, 4 minutes without air, but only 4 seconds without hope. When I was in Brazil, we had dinner with Nicolas Ferreira. And while we're having dinner, we gave him a shirt and we took a picture together. It's called Future Looks Bright with Brazilian flag. I would love nothing more than to see thousands and thousands of people in Brazil to wear a shirt that says Future Looks Bright with your flag. Just for Brazil, we made these custom shirts for you. If you want to inject the spirit of hope in Brazil, go place 1 order, 2, 3, buy it for your peers, your family. Click on a link below or go to vtmerch.com and sport your Future Looks Bright shirt in Brazil. Let the dictators, let the tyrants get so angry the fact that you are optimistic about the future. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.